Hey, yeah, look, we don't have a lot of time. We got a lot going on. Doodoo was just catching me up. So, the Skull Tenders were going after one of them weird chain knives in the Cryptbreak Woods, and they met a fancy little puppet guy named Stovepipe, and a bunch of other weird puppets. But then Doodoo got himself smashed by a big freaky wooden hand, which sent him back here to Ghost Town, so now we gotta send him back to the land of the living so he can rejoin the others. You follow all that? Good. Now you wait here, I gotta get to the green room. We rejoin our adventure already in progress in the Green Room, the staging area for Skulltender's adventures in the bowels of City Hall. The pale green light of the river running just below shines up through the metal grating of the floor. Doodoo, you're sitting in your little bone dust rectangle, and a parrot skeleton with green feathers, a black beak, and a little black tiara is peering down at you from her perch on the wall. You came back here after you died. You woke back up, and your friends are not here with you. All right, honey. How you feeling? You ready? Ready to get back in the game? Because that did not work out so good. I guess.
I guess so. Okay, can you? What? Jeez, it's never happened before. How embarrassing! Oh my gosh.
No, it usually syncs up a little bit better.
Can you give me the clothes back that I was wearing? I had like a cool wizard outfit.
No, I cannot do that exactly. You can really, I mean, tell you what. And she presses a button. Sir, can you bring me the mayor's, that one outfit?
Oh.
Yeah, just give us a second here. How you doing, honey? You feeling all right? I know that was probably not...
A little embarrassed.
Yeah.
By my actions. But hopefully they're not going to be... Hopefully Felicity and Visk aren't going to be too mad at me.
Well, they haven't shown up yet, so I guess... or at least Felicity hasn't. Visk might be on their way back. Actually, I don't know what would happen. Wait, can Visk even... Wait a minute. She's kind of like turning her head, like trying to think. And as she's thinking about that, Cert tries to emerge from the pipe at the edge, but there is a silver sheet over it. She's like, oh shit, right, I forgot about that. Hold on. She hits another button, a little silver sheet comes up, and Cert shoots out of the pneumatic tube system and is kind of stuck. He's pulling on like a lot of black fabric.
Hold on, here. Just...
Any help?
Nope. Yeah, actually. Yes, I do.
Okay, well...
It's hard because of my... He shows you his little goopy hands.
Ew.
Yeah, make an athletics check to pull some fabric out of a pneumatic tube.
All right, here comes a critical one. That was a 19. Shit.
Excellent.
Wait, hold on a second. 22, actually. Do I get it now?
You actually do tear the fabric just a little bit as you're pulling it out, but you tear it in the perfect way to turn it into a wizard robe with sleeveless, like a sleeveless wizard robe.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Where was it? Where was the? I've never seen the mayor in this thing. This will get up.
Yeah, he's sometimes he likes to do like a spooky vibe. Just for fun. Just kind of mix it up. But yeah.
I don't think I've ever been scared by the mayor.
Oh.
Doodoo just whips it around and puts it on.
Effortlessly for that 20, like in the motion of pulling it out, it like you like flow into it. Like you're going into the fucking Avatar stage. It's perfect. All right, honey. So okay, get yourself settled. So we're sending you back out. The bad news is I got no way of, maybe good news for you, because I got no way of sending you right back to where you died. Because what we do is we send you into a living owl, and we can sometimes stretch the definitions there for living an owl, but there is nothing like that at all in any direction in the Cryptbreak Woods.
Right.
We don't even get low grade stuff like insect death there. Like you are the first thing to die there in a long time. Actually, weird.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to be sending you to the nearest owl I can find, which is outside of the Crypt Break Woods, but just looking at her little readout. Okay, it is pretty far from Spallanzani Amusements, where you started.
How far?
Sort of the other side, opposite side of the Crypt Break Woods. Sort of like the whole other side.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't know where Visk and Felicity are, so you're gonna just have to, do your best. And she throws the lever, and you,
Okay, well.
you wearing your cool sleeveless robe, you ascend up, and you smell something. Something smells good on your way up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to. But we are gonna smash back to Felicity and Visk. It's mid-afternoon in the Crypt Break Woods. Felicity, Visk, we last left you running for your lives from the whirling silver axes of the chopper tops and the crush-you-to-death bigness of the Bigmata, that giant, horrible hand puppet that crushed Doodoo to death. Felicity, you are still carrying the two puppets. Under one arm, the extremely simple Stovepipe the Brave, whose search for his lost little sister led you straight to the Harvesters. Under the other arm, you've got the unnervingly realistic puppet, who Stovepipe called Short Stuff, but you recognize as looking exactly like Nokia Spallanzani, who you last saw in the river as she drifted out across Bitter Bay towards the Eversoul. Stovepipe, who was very chatty and mobile before, has been silent and still since his string was cut by a chopper top. Visk, you narrowly avoided being crushed by the Bigmata that killed Doodoo, or sliced up by the silver tools it used to carry the thirst pine trees that the chopper tops were cutting down, and you followed after Felicity when she ran.
Are we being pursued, or are we clear?
When you last you saw, the chopper tops were, seemed to be trying to repair the fucked up fingertip that one of them had damaged on the Bigmata, but they did not seem to be following you.
Okay, good. They'll look back over the shoulder and see if is there anything, they're still doing that?
You see me? Slow down! You're fast! You're so fucking fast! Oh! That was terrifying!
That was less than ideal. What happens with Doodoo now?
I am so mad at that guy right now. I cannot believe he hid behind the same tree as me. What a fool.
It wasn't his finest moment, but it worked out fine for you.
Lost my hat, but okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
It still has the bird beak mask, but it's kind of tilted up to the top of their head like what's her face in Raya Lucaria in Elden Ring? Renala?
The big, so it's like a spire coming off of your head?
Yeah, it's like the Renala hat.
Okay.
That sucked. Oh my god. But glad I caught up with you.
You did it. Do you want the normal one, or do you want the creepy one?
Neither right now. I wanted to ask you something before we get to Crossbar Village. Let's just slow down a second.
Okay.
I feel like we need to debrief or something. Sorry, I'm still calming down. Okay.
Visk looks Felicity up and down to confirm that yes, the chainmail bikini does not have a scabbard, and no, Ricochet is not here right now.
Yeah.
Since Ricochet is not here, I wanted to ask your opinion. Do you think this is maybe not the work of Spallanzani, and perhaps it's the work of Victoria?
Vilgard?
Yeah, do we even know she's dead? For sure, still dead.
I mean, Ricochet seems to think so. I get she's...
Hey, Yell, what's up? A jagged black blade appears in your hand.
God damn it.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. Say her name
False
again.
alarm.
Say her name again.
You can go. I dismiss.
All right, peace out. She disappears back.
Oh, it scares me when it happens.
I made it really far without making that mistake, so I'm gonna give myself that one.
Fair.
I get she's secretive, but she hasn't lied to me, at least as far as I know. Maybe she doesn't know. I will say, it does seem weird that the necromancer didn't try to bring her back just based on the story.
Right, and lies of omission are still lies after all. Very convenient.
She also just doesn't seem like she has a great grasp of that later era, but... could you bring a skull tender back even? How does this work? Because like I come back and I'm made of meat and bones, and I don't really know what happens after I leave, but the bodies sure don't seem to be here.
They don't?
Yeah, the body was gone. Is that not...
Oh,
is that not normal?
I don't know, but you didn't tell me.
I thought it was how it worked. I thought I was learning how it worked.
You know, you don't share a lot of information with us unless we ask, but...
I have my boundaries, but I didn't realize that was... I just kind of thought it was how it worked. I would have seemed like I know...
I have no clue. You're barking up the wrong tree with me. But, anyway, Spallanzani is still at large, so maybe it's not unlikely that he's involved as well, but, Victoria was practically his apprentice.
It's seeming that way.
She may have learned some tricks of the trade, having spent so much time with our marionettist friend.
It does seem a little suspicious she stopped hunting necromancers around the same time she got involved with the necromancer.
The outfits were her expertise, so I imagine it was unlikely she was at the same, advanced skill level as Spallanzani at puppetry and carving, and Visk nods to Stovepipe and... Oh, hold on, this one's way more competent, the other one.
Yeah, one of them is, eerily nice. I don't really love carrying it, but it's fine. It's not real, but...
Is that... I know this one.
Make a, Visk, make a history check.
Sure. Wow, +4? Good for me. It's a 21.
Oh, yes. You...
That's Nokia!
The name might have... Yeah.
Oh.
You last saw... Yeah, it looks fucking identical to Nokia Spallanzani, who you last saw drifting off to the Eversoul when the mayor briefly let you all see through his eyes.
Huh.
Oh, God. Felicity stops for a second and sets down the stovepipe. Just, hold up Nokia in front of her and look at it and, turn it over. It says...
Ugh.
Yeah, she's wearing a nice little outfit. Her head lolls limply as you turn. The heft is regular for if you were holding a child.
Wow. So I've got to say, the discrepancy between the skill level here between this one and that one is quite stark.
It's a completely different artisan.
Two different creators, right?
I agree.
The stovepipe, just to refresh for the audience at home, the stovepipe puppet is more like a the level of if a nutcracker did not have the one mechanism that they famously have, the nutcracking part. If it was just stock still, like a little wooden soldier with a little base. His hat was tragically knocked off by the chopper top, so now there's just a crude flat block head at the top. It just goes from a round to a flat block head, and there's the remnants of a string coming out of the back of its head where it was getting jerked around by, but that is not there anymore.
And Nokia's articulated? You said the head moves?
All of it, the fingers, toes, all of the joints you would expect from a person.
Ooh.
Gosh.
The head is it feels like it might even have ball and socket joints, very detailed.
Gosh, it even has fingernails.
It's I don't really like this.
Anyway, Victoria's involvement might account for the crudeness and the ventriloquial nature of these particular aberrations that we've been running into this time, since Handsman didn't talk to us at all.
It could be her, I guess, but I wouldn't really put it past these puppets from trying to make more of themselves, I guess.
God, imagine.
Y'all are moving along, having this conversation, following the marks that Felicity made in the trees with Ricochet before.
Since Ricochet's still not here, I want to talk a little shit. She's acting like Victoria being all horned up for this villain somehow absolves her of her abject dereliction of duty as a Veil Guard. What gives?
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna be real, I don't care that much. It's... I understand how that could happen if you could get away.
What a shock.
Speaking of getting away, we cut away at this moment, leaving Visk and Felicity talking shit. Delightfully. Far to the north of Spallanzani Amusements, all the way on the other side of the Cryptbreak Woods, there's a little farming community named Hogslop. where they raise giggle pigs, the biggest, happiest pigs you've ever seen. Why are giggle pigs so happy? Well, like most farm animals found in the world of skulltenders, giggle pigs aren't slaughtered for their flesh. How can that be, you wonder? Maybe with a slight degree of apprehension? Well, I could tell you, or I could show you with my words, which is different than telling you. You see, there's a humble little farm at the edge of humble little Hog Slop, right in the shadow of the edge of the Crypt Break Woods. And who's coming trotting out of the barn but Farmer Big Meat's prize giggle pig, Shalber. Shalber's easily the size of a couch, long enough for even the handsomest DMs to stretch out on. She trots around happily, munching on scraps and whole ears of Silver Queen corn, occasionally stopping to roll in the mud. We watch her for a while, enjoying her pastoral contentment, until, without further preamble, she unhinges her jaws, and out slides a sausage, as thick as your arm. Not just one, either, but dozens, all linked together, pretty as a picture. As Shalber trots backwards in a neat circle, leaving a coil of sausage links as high as your knee. She returns to wallowing happily in the mud before eventually falling asleep in the long shadow of the thirst pine tree that marks the northern border of the Crypt Break Woods. As soon as she's asleep, a barn owl flutters silently out from the barn and perches on the fence in the same shadow as Shalber. Now, Farmer Big Meat and this owl have come to a bit of an arrangement. The owl keeps the rats away from Farmer Big Meat's corn and Shalber's slop, and in return, Farmer Big Meat doesn't mind if a sausage or two goes missing. That owl is stretching his long, serpentine neck expectantly and grossly, and has just about made up his mind which of those plump sausages he's going to be munching on, when suddenly he finds himself sitting on the fence on a human ass, swinging human legs, and sharing a biological bunk with good old Doodoo the owl. Doodoo!
What?
The wings of this barn owl become feathery arms and fingers. Your features grow a little more cartoonish and marketable. Your jersey, robe, basketball shorts, and sash all sprout out from the feathers as well. You're sitting on the edge of a fence, looking at an asleep pig.
Where's my robe?
Your robe also grows out. The black one that I mentioned, the sleeveless one that I forgot about. That grows out on top of the other stuff.
Gross.
That felt good.
Pinned to that robe, it's the badge of Buds that you got a couple episodes ago.
See, pig? I point to the sleeping pig. See?
Shalber opens one eye and looks at you, raises a oddly human eyebrow, and then closes the eye and goes back to sleep.
Where the hell am I?
There's some trees, the Crypt Break Woods, at the edge, and in the other direction, a farming village that has not really been filled out much on the page, so probably is not the direction to go.
I notice, I see it's the Crypt Break Woods, correct?
Yeah, you see them horrible, tall, white thirst pine trees. No branches except on the very top, where they're like a crown or a hand or other thematic things from our show.
All right. Can I roll to, like, sort of do a map check in my brain of, like, if I know the Thirst Pine Woods are there, the Crypt Break Woods are there, am I just lost?
Try hopping down off the fence, and why don't you take a few steps in that direction and see what you discover, and make yourself a little nature check as you're doing so.
All right.
Survival, actually, instead.
I go towards the woods. I look at the pile of sausages and just go, ew.
Yeah.
And then just keep walking.
They're made of her own intestines. That's the thing that's the casing on.
I didn't realize they could poop so normally. That makes no sense.
That's really good.
Survival check?
Yeah.
It was a 7. For some reason, I did it twice, so I don't know why. It's a 7 plus 2, so 9.
Ah, that wouldn't be enough, except as you start walking towards the woods, you notice, because you're standing in that shadow of that one big tree, it's easy to see, your badge begins glowing a little bit.
Say what?
Yeah.
Say what?
It's glowing a little white. It's a little bright. And as you were taking your steps, it glows a little bit brighter. You recall from the same thing happened to Felicity's badge when you were in the Puzzlefield Garden Cemetery.
I turn away from the thirst pines and see what the badge does if I like turn away from that direction.
Why, it dims immediately.
Oh, I turn back.
It's bright again.
Wish me luck, pig! I scream back out to the pig, and then I go towards the woods, making sure to follow where my badge goes. Kind of holding my weird chest out like it's pushing me forwards.
As you do, you hear behind you, "Good luck, and fear not. I shall keep the rats in check in your absence, for you have taught me well their wicked ways."
Doodoo slowly turns around.
You see a sleeping pig and nothing else.
I don't got time for this. And then he goes toward the woods.
Yeah, you head off in that direction, following the glow, hot and cold style. We'll check back in on Doodoo a little later. We're going to smash back to Felicity and Visk. You've been making your way back towards Crossbar Village, following those marks that Felicity cut in the thirst pine trees. The longer you've been going, though, the harder it's been to find them. Can I get a survival roll from Felicity?
All right. It's a 12.
All right. Yeah, this is not difficult to see. The marks in the trees are higher than they were before. And in fact, the farther you go on, the higher the marks get. Like higher up off the ground.
Oh, like it's growing quickly.
Yeah.
Or something. Huh.
Yeah.
Do these... Felicity's trudging along. She's got a doll in each hand tucked under her arms. Do these marks seem higher up to you than they were? I know this, like...
Visk has not offered to take one of them.
not offered, has steadfastly refused.
I'm not touching those.
Oh, well, if I had the luxury.
What'd you say about the trees?
The marks I put in them, these seem... I get we've been through a lot very quickly, but these marks are getting awful high up for me to have cut them by hand. You see, like, she sort of sets one of the dolls down and reaches up, and you can see it's like the tips of her claws are just barely reaching where the cut is.
That's definitely taller than you. I don't know why you would make the mark that high, so that tracks.
I think I did. I guess... Seems like a great place to do foresting, I guess. If you're gonna cut down trees and they come back that fast.
Yeah, Visk, make a nature roll.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, lovely.
That's hilarious because I'm bad at nature.
No, this is good. This is good. I'm gonna.
You sound like you're great at nature.
Yeah, this is what it sounds like.
Oh no, I have a +2 to nature. I got a 22. How in the hell? I didn't know I had a decent nature roll.
Visk, as you're looking at this, you notice that the bottoms of the trees of this tree that you're looking at has a little bit of has some streaks of dirt around it. And for that really good roll you got, you're going to realize two things. Number one, trees don't grow from the bottom up. If you make a mark in a tree and the tree grows, the mark should not move up along with the tree. That is not how trees work. They grow from the top, generally. They don't...
I never thought about that before, but you're right. What the fuck?
This is like a thing in this, and I realized that this is not a thing that everybody might know, that like carvings don't move along with time.
You're blowing my mind, Cohen.
Yeah, and you also notice those streaks of dirt that are almost like lead back into the ground, almost like something is pushing the tree up, as opposed to it growing. So you notice all that.
Wow, that's really peculiar. Did you know, Felicity, that trees don't grow from the bottom up?
I actually learned that just now as well.
What? Wow, because this is not how it should be. Also, like, why is it like the streaks are at the bottom? Not only is it not growing, but it's being pushed up.
Yeah, I want to take a look at where the tree trunks meet the dirt.
Yeah.
Are there like roots even?
You want to dig away a little bit of the dirt? near
Yeah,
the
just
base?
like
Yeah.
push a little bit of that loose dirt away and see what we're looking at down there.
Yeah, we're not on a time limit or anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's expecting us back ASAP or at all, maybe.
What are they gonna do? Starve?
So, rolling off of, just like drafting off of the decreased wind resistance of Visk's 20 nature roll, we're just going to move this along. So, typically, just below ground level, a tree will flare out like a butt plug, sort of like it, you know what I'm saying? It like does. Yes. The way that it does, like almost like a funnel.
We know who listens to actual play podcasts. Everybody's listening.
Yeah, no, I
they're
hear
nodding
you.
their heads.
Yeah. Instead, this
ExtremeRestraints.com.
That's right.
Our newest sponsor.
Wow, I just rolled a nat 20 for no reason.
Keep that chambered. We're going to use that for the next thing. These tree trunks just go straight down. They do not branch out the way that a tree does normally. The trunk just continues. You're digging. You can dig a little bit because the ground is very loose right around the base of the tree. In fact, it's loose around the base of all the trees once you start looking for it.
Visk is peering over her shoulder as she's digging.
I'm pushing this dirt away, looking for roots, and just nothing.
Do you suppose it goes straight down to, hell?
I really don't know. I just, is this even a tree?
Suddenly,
Ah!
you're both standing in shadow.
What the?
Oh, what now? What now?
What's going on?
You look up, and way up high, way the fuck up there, it is shadow all around you, by the way, just to be clear. Like, the entire area around you is in shadow. Way up high, far above the tallest thirst pines, there's a silhouette of something. It seems from here, it seems kind of like thin, winding its way across the sky, and it's moved between you and the sun. It is hard to look at directly, though, with the untrained eye, because it's got the sun behind it.
Felicity is going to withdraw her spyglass from, I guess her cleavage, because she doesn't have the stuff on, and whip it out to the side.
Don't you have your cloak? Don't you have your cloak? Your coat?
Yeah, I'm wearing it as a cloak over my clothes.
Yeah. It's got pockets. It's just got pockets.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll withdraw it from there and whip it out to the side to see if I can look through that. Does that protect me from the sun? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so the gross living eye on the end of your telescope winces as it stares at the sun, and then a lens flips out from behind, and a single Ray-Ban goes in front of the eye as you look up. You see way up there, blocking out a lot of the sun, you recognize it's Screw Eyes, the dragon puppet from Spallanzani's Amusements. But it's enormous. It is bigger and longer than the Midnight Special. It is an immense black serpentine body and dozens of wooden segments as big as boxcars. Cloth wings that could be the sails for a fleet of ships block out the sun in every direction. Its eyes are immense glass orbs that catch the light like they're stealing it. These red glass orbs. And it's got a mouth filled with white wooden teeth, every one of them as big as a broadsword. Its huge claws are gripping and flexing eagerly as it moves through the air, and you see that each of them is capped with silver. But there's something else. This dragon has a rider. Sitting in a saddle just behind the wings, a tall knight in silver armor, wearing a silver helmet that covers its face completely. You recognize that from the conversation that has put it back in your mind. This is armor that you saw in stone at the graveyard and at the mausoleum, and this is a helmet that you saw a little puppet wearing. That is the silver armor of Victoria Veilguard. The knight is facing away from you, however, gripping a large wooden crossbar bristling with strings that connects to every part of the dragon.
Felicity's going to grab Visk and try to pull Visk under the tree and break line of sight with this thing.
Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What is it?
I'm gonna peek back out with that silver spyglass. Sneak another look.
It is already moved further across the sky. The knight turns the crossbar in its hands like a steering wheel, and the enormous Screw-Eyes dives towards where you left the harvesters and Doodoo's body with the Big Mata and the two copper tops. It dives impossibly fast, and right before it hits the ground, the dragon pulls up just above the tops of the trees, and you see the knight leap down and out of sight to land on the ground. Screw-Eyes peels up again, almost like a roller coaster that goes down on a loop and it goes back up again. And then it tucks in its wings and drops into a dive straight towards the ground at an angle, almost straight towards you. Both of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, something's wrong with my dice. That's another 20. That doesn't make sense.
All right.
10.
For 10. Okay, so
That's a nat 20.
Visk, you shrink down, flattening. Your body is suddenly almost two-dimensional, like a mirror reflecting nothing, or a window to nowhere. You are flat to the ground.
I've been meaning to ask Cert how he does this. I'm glad it occurred to me.
Nice! You've learned something. Felicity, you are
Hooray!
hiding most of the way behind a tree right before this dragon would collide with both of you, presumably killing you. Let's be realistic. It's the size of a train. At the last second, it spreads its wings and catches the air just above the trees, sending it barreling directly overhead in the direction of Crossbar Village, which is the direction you were heading. The wind is like, well, it's like the wind off of a goddamn train. To be honest, it hits you very hard, Felicity, and knocks you on your ass. So to recap. It is gone, but it is going in the direction that you were heading.
Was that a bloody dragon?
That's... Okay, two things. They're both alarming. But you'll feel vindicated, though, so it's going to be okay. You'll get to feel self-righteous.
I love that. That's the good news.
That's the good news. The bad news is, one, that seems to be a puppet dragon that seems to be heading the way that we are going. The other bad news is it seemed to be a knight in silver armor was piloting that and deposited him or herself somewhere where we came from. And I think that we can kind of both agree that we might be onto something with the Victoria thing.
Oh, it was her armor? Oh, God.
It looked like the one from the Puzzlefield Cemetery.
Okay.
Unless that's a mass-produced armor, it certainly doesn't look like it. It's silver armor. Silver helmet, silver armor.
Yeah, let's operate on the idea that that's probably Victoria.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, what do we do?
I don't...
we have to... The mission, the poem, said we have to return this trinket. We have to find this trinket. We have to seek out the spider and the hound. I don't know if the Big Mata counts as a spider. He's kind of spidery, but I don't know about that.
Like Visk is like looking back and forth and like can't decide if like run away from village, go toward village, run away from direction of night, go toward night. What if night good? I don't know. No clue what to do.
I guess... Do we still go back to the village? I mean, it was a puppet. They're puppets. Are they together?
There are 4 directions available to you now.
North, south, east, and west.
Yes, there are four directions. Yes, here are the 4 directions. Just so I can sort of set where we are on the map, because we've kind of gone back and forth and pinged around, and for the audience, for your benefit. So to the southeast is the direction that the dragon and its rider came from. Back northeast is the direction of the harvesters, where the knight was dropped off. Crossbar Village, where the dragon was headed, is to the southwest. And to the northwest, now as you're kind of like getting your bearings a little bit, you realize that, and especially because you were looking at all those trees before, you realize that there are like, almost in a straight line to the northwest, there are a lot of thirst pine stumps.
Okay.
And as you're kind of looking in that direction, you almost, as soon as you face that direction specifically, you feel like you can hear something faintly, almost from your badge. It sounds like a voice. It sounds kind of as you hold it up to your ear. You can hear Doodoo, just kind of like having some kind of conversation. It's hard to make out, but when you face in that direction, yeah.
Doodoo? Doodoo?
Where?
I'm like holding it up to my ear like a cell phone.
Yep.
Are you all right?
I think Can you hear this too?
Visk leans in. Can I?
Yeah. While Felicity is facing northwest, you can hear it sounds like Doodoo's having a conversation with somebody.
Oh. Huh. Doodoo, come in.
Doodoo, you're not coming in. You do not respond on this.
Breaker, Big Owl, this is Tiny Goo. Do you copy? Over.
Looks like shit.
I want to take a step in the direction that is making the audio happen. Seeing if it like glows to just
It doesn't glow. It doesn't glow. But if you turn in another if you turn away from it, you stop hearing it.
I think I'm only getting reception from over here. Did they send Doodoo back outside of the woods?
Should we follow that and hope that the scary things absolve themselves?
I think that if this is the degree of problem we have, we might need Doodoo for it.
Right, yeah, I agree. Let's do that.
They start walking that direction.
Yeah, Felicity's like keeping close to the trees now as much as she can to try to like, if something goes overhead, to not be seen.
You are heading in this direction. You're going to have to to stay under the trees, you're going to have to kind of walk parallel with the direction that you're heading because this exact path is just completely like
Line of sight.
cut to stumps. Yeah.
They'll see us if we go directly this way.
I don't love that.
Are you trying to figure out like a way to hide? A way to like not be so obvious?
Yes.
As you're thinking about this, you notice, Visk, that Felicity's cloak, the captain's coat, there it is, captain's coat, has taken on the color of the dirt around you.
Felicity, did you notice your camo index is like 98% with this coat?
So I don't know much about math, but she is looking at the sleeves of it and seeing the color. Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go a little not gonna like go prone, but I'm gonna crouch down and try to move surreptitiously and see how's it feel for me. Does it feel like I'm actually hiding, or am I sitting duck?
As you crouch down, you feel fabric pulling up around your head like a hood.
Oh, okay.
That was not there before, yeah.
I'm going to...
Felicity, where'd you go?
I'm going to pull the hood down like a little, as far down as it'll go to her eyes, keep low to the ground, and proceed in that direction. I'm going to gesture to Visk without speaking. Be quiet.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Visk is going to do that cool new trick they just learned with that nat 20 and do the cert like shadow movement thing.
Okay,
I get to do
cool.
that now, I guess. Shit.
Yeah, why not?
What do we call that? Is that something I get to do now?
Yeah.
I have a very poor stealth roll, so this is nice to have.
You could probably do it mechanically as like gaseous form or something, Cohen.
It's just what we heard. It's just a flat. It's like, if somebody were, just so we're clear, if somebody were to like, we don't have to record this part, but if somebody were to stab it, it would be like getting stabbed.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to say that while you're in this form, it is like being prone. To come out of this form, you're going to have to use half your movement. You are twice as hard
Twice as easy to hit.
Attack rolls against you have advantage. Ranged attacks have disadvantage. Melee attack have advantage when you're in this form.
Okay. Did not know how prone worked exactly.
Yeah. Now you know.
How many episodes are we?
That's how prone works.
Episode 19?
Yeah. So
All right.
Yeah.
Nobody stab me.
Let's see what I can do.
Your Doodoo over the badge.
Can you hear us? Doodoo?
Sausages.
You get nothing. Speaking of Doodoo, we're gonna follow into the badge, and we're gonna Jimmy Neutron brain blast our way all the way back. That's our transition here. It's great.
It's like going through a telephone line.
Yeah. You hear like,
Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. I finally get to use Powerhouse illegally.
I want to use Powerhouse so bad. I wish it wasn't copyrighted. Sorry, go on.
Doodoo, you are making your way through the Crypt Break Woods, orienting by the hot and cold glow of the Badge of Buds. Towering white thirst pines loom all around you, their crowns of branches casting strange shadows across your path. You've been strolling along for a little bit when, make a perception roll, if you don't mind.
Doodoo has been murmuring this whole time, like, I guess I'll go that way, this way. Maybe I should have eaten those weird poo-poo sausages, whatever they were. Stupid pig. I'll stab it. No, I shouldn't stab a pig. That's mean. What was that again?
Perception.
Doodoo's too busy mumbling and only rolled a 2 on perception. Plus a 2 that I have in my thing, so that's 4 total.
All right. You don't.
Doodoo's brooding. We got a broodoo.
Oh no!
Stupid.
The broodoo.
I can't believe it.
You saw a piece in Vogue. You are trotting along through the woods, kind of in a funk. Maybe a little bit embarrassed to have been the first one to die before a mission's over. You're trying to catch up. You're following this. You're not entirely sure where it's leading you. You roll badly on perception, so you don't notice that there is something trailing right behind you, getting closer and closer until it is impossible to ignore because it is bobbing along in the air right next to you. You see a hand floating in midair. Just one. It's a left hand, and it's the pinky and pointer fingers are extended with the middle and ring fingers pressed against the thumb, and it's pointing up in your direction.
I stop, and I look at the hand.
It's bobbing in the air and pointing up at you somewhat expectantly.
Hello?
It parts the fingers and it does the ring finger a little bit between the other two and kind of waggles it and then turns sideways so it looks like this. Make an insight roll.
I also don't know what that means. And I get to see it, listeners.
Yeah.
With my eyes.
15.
It looks like a dog with its little tongue wagging.
Oh. Hey, little fella.
It licks you with its ring finger.
It's just touching me, and I'm just like, yes. Hey, guy. Thank you. Thank you for touching that part of my cheek. Hi, and I give it like a little pet just to see if it likes that.
Yeah, its tongue wags more. Yes.
Okay. Hey. Where'd you come from, little fella? Floaty fella?
It looks around, and then just looks back up at you.
Oh, you don't know, huh?
Nods.
Oh, well, you know that at least. Okay. Well, hey, I don't know what this is. I'm looking for some friends, so I'll leave you to it, little guy. And Doodoo, not really knowing what to do, he just pet, but he stops and he's like, "Oh, okay," he salutes it. Doesn't know why. The hand turns into a salute and like goes at a place that there is no head and does the same gesture, but then it turns back into the dog form. Okay.
And it is just bobbing next to you.
My hand is still up doing that, and I'm like, oh. I point at it like this with like a gun finger. I look at it like that, see if it mimics it or something.
Yeah, it turns into an upraised hand, like just like fingers extended.
Don't shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I put my hand back up in the similar way. where he's doing it. And like, hey, like I mimic the doc.
He immediately goes and gives you a high five.
Wow. Doodoo really needed a high five, so he's very ingratiated towards this dog right now. He's like, okay, all right. Hey, are you lost?
It looks left and right and then nods and then looks down.
Oh, okay.
Kind of sad.
Well, I think I might know. I think we might be going in the same location, brother. So why don't you hang with me and we'll I don't know, we'll see what happens.
He, over the goddamn moon, he just runs in a circle around you 3 times and then is just bobbing right in front of you.
All right. Well, I look back at the badge to like reorient myself in the direction I need to go.
Yeah, Quest 64, you're out of the fight now. And it's just like,
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You have a name?
It looks down and it scratches at its head with one of its own ears, and then seems to struggle with its inability to deliver a shrug.
Okay, well.
It's doing a bunch of like, I don't...
It's trying to, yeah.
It's like, how do you convey that with one hand? Actually, now that I think about it, I did think about a lot of hand gestures before this episode, but
You have a name?
It makes a 0.
Oh, okay. It just kind of shrugs it. Yeah, no, okay. Well, I guess it'd be easy if I just... Well, I'm not really thinking... how about Handy?
He gives a big thumbs up. Handy gives a big thumbs up. All right, it's bobbing along next to you.
Yeah, I just... well, I'll find your other, I guess. The left hand?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's follow me, I guess. And I go where the badge is taking me.
Doodoo is constantly attracting little cute creatures to him.
Delight and whimsy.
If it was like it was like a real problem, like in Sleeping Beauty or something.
You're a Disney princess, Doodoo.
Yeah. Okay, well, off we go, brother.
All right, y'all head off, continuing to head in the direction that you're heading, which, for the folks at home, is southeast. But for Doodoo, is the direction that the badge is pointing. And it also doesn't matter, except that I drew a map and I want to know everybody to know it. That's all I got.
I just drew a simple map of like, okay, I'm there. All right. Good to know. All right, bye, Yassine. See you later.
Greetings, adventurer. I am MacLeod Cordova, your shopkeeper. But of course you know that, coming in here with all those jingly coins and such. Yes, it's a dark world out there, and there's only certain things for sale. What are those certain things? Why, of course, there's the New in Town tier on the Skulltenders Patreon, where you can get Casey's Doodoo Doodles, drawings of going-ons for every episode. You can also enjoy Cohen's Maps and Mandibles, where they draw their little notes and ideas as they plan the episode, and then talk about it after. Oh, but the color of your coin is a bit brighter, isn't it, traveler? Yes, you're interested in the Obsidian and Bone tier. That's the one where you get Skull Talkers, where we talk about every episode after it's done. By we, of course, I mean the cast. I refer to them as we because I keep them in a little jar here. No, you won't be looking at my little jar. Let's talk about something else, like Jawbone. Jawbone, where they talk about all kinds of interesting topics, such as Baldur's Gate 3, or weird art, or Kirby. You love Kirby, I see it in your eyes. I also see in your eyes a desire for crunch and deleted scenes. You can get the level up episodes and the deleted scenes at the permanent resident tier. Oh, yes. Perhaps, though, you want some products to wear on your body, like cool t-shirts from Certified Public Anthony's First National Bank of Pizza, or the Sensatium, or just a cool Skulltender shirt that glows in the fucking dark. You'll need that out there, adventurer. Well, I can... Oh, and also there's a badge. you can get the Skulltenders badge. Go to topatico.com/skulltenders or visit the link in the show notes or support us on Patreon. It's a dark world out there, adventurer. You'll need to keep your wits about you. Look out! I'm pushing you back out into the night. Good luck.
Doodoo, you make your way through the Cryptbreak Woods. Join with this little guy, Handy, I believe you called him. He's bobbing at your side. You've been walking along for a while. The sun's getting a little bit lower in the sky. As you're walking along, a little while ago, it was like you crossed some kind of zoning border, and now, instead of towering white thirst pine trees casting shadows across your path, your journey is taking you past dozens of pale white stumps. If you take a closer look at one of them, you'll notice that there are no rings on the stump. No gradient to the wood whatsoever. It's just pale, uniform white wood. Handy is like looking at this also very like intensely.
Can I just rub my hand across the stump area? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Give it a good touch.
I give it a touch. What does it feel like?
Super smooth, quite smooth, very smooth.
I turn to Handy. Quite smooth, very smooth.
Handy is nodding like Rizzo. Like he's like one of the full, but he does move like one of the rat Muppets, where it's like so much of it is happening just with the full bodiness of the like.
Yeah, they have no articulation save for the mouth and I guess hands a little.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Weird trees.
Yeah.
Oh well, I just keep trotting along.
Good. Because I didn't have anything else for that. So you keep. It does feel like it is weird because it's like the Necrona felt like it had some like weathering to the wood, but maybe that was just time. Maybe that's not innate to the wood. Hard to say. Weird place. Oh well. As your view is now unobstructed by all these trees, your view ahead is much clearer, and so you have plenty of time to take in the odd, dark structure your badge is leading you directly towards before you get there. It's like a weird little, kind of like black pyramid-y kind of shape on the horizon. It's strange. It's off the ground a little bit. You're walking towards it, I presume. It's open to the air on the sides, and it's got a cloth above. It's like the big tents they have at outdoor weddings. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like a pavilion tent. The framework of that is keeping this pyramid-y kind of shape in the air is not white thirst pine. It is not thirst pine. As you get closer, you realize it's something closer to steel or iron, and stitched crudely in white thread in the black cloth, there's a single word: hospital. And under the black cloth roof, you can see stacks of neatly chopped thirst pine in a wide variety of sizes, surrounding about half a dozen tables. And strapped to the tables with string are white puppet bodies in various states of completion. As you watch, you can see this from, a couple dozen feet away. It's not that you get good vision because you're an owl. Strapped to the tables, there is as you watch, you see something. It's like a many-legged white insect, about as big as an umbrella, descends from somewhere above in the cloth. Each of its legs is spiked with a different silver tool. It perches over one of the unfinished puppets and suddenly starts spinning rapidly. You hear the sound of woodwork, drilling, cutting, joining, sanding, and then it stops, dead, raises back up, and the marionette, now finished, looks identical to those that you saw in the Crossbar Village. Those like uniform but generic, completely pale, featureless white marionettes. It is suddenly yanked off the table by a newly attached string around its neck before it is dragged off in the dirt towards the south, flat on its back, its blank, eyeless face looking up at the sky. as you follow the puppet with your eyes, the marionette as it's dragged through the dirt off to who knows where, off to the south. You make a perception roll.
Boy, I think I'm good at that. I am not actually. Well, I think the 2 is not bad. Let's see. That was a critical failure.
So you just kind of watch that for a while until eventually Handy pushes at your shoulder.
What?
To get your attention, and then points sort of on the other side of this tent where you see Felicity hiding at a little cloak that seems to be the same color as around her. She's still got those 2 weird puppets, but you don't see Visk.
Unless you see my hat that looks like a little shark fin on the ground.
Is that sticking out of the okay.
Yeah, my little beak, yeah.
Hello?
Doodoo! I'm going to reveal myself to Doodoo.
Felicity!
And I'm going to pull Visk up the way that someone pulls cotton candy out of a cotton candy machine by the hat.
Whoa!
Whoa! Doodoo!
Hey! I give him a big hug because I'm so happy to see both of them.
Oh, we all squished together.
Yeah.
Scrunch. Aww.
As you get close to them, your badge stops doing its thing. Now that you are around them, stops doing the blinking it was doing.
Oh, I guess the badge brings us together. Isn't that fun?
Oh, interesting.
Visk glances over at the hand and goes,
No, hey.
What?
It hides behind Doodoo and peeks over his shoulder.
Hey, this is Handy. I found them when I was following the badge through the woods. They're a little hand puppy dog.
Is that not the guy? What do you mean?
I thought so too, but he didn't really attack me. He's just a little animal.
He could be lying to you.
He's doing a very good job at lying if he is.
Jess, I want to ask you a question about Visk.
yes.
And this is an honest question. How good do you think Visk is at telling people's hands apart?
Telling people's hands apart?
Yeah.
Human hands. I don't know. They make probably not well, since they can't make like normal hands. They're either little mittens or like multi-knuckled AI nightmare hands, so they probably can't.
Okay.
Hey, I don't think it's the same hand.
Uh-huh.
This is just a simple little puppy dog. It's just a little hound. Ain't nothing wrong with a hound, guys.
Okay.
Come on.
It's nodding appreciatively and like looking at Doodoo like what he's saying makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Just sort of followed me here. I don't know.
Okay.
And I just got really caught up in like this cool spider-like contraption that I was watching with my hound.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we've got that.
Are we done yet? We've checked all the things off the list of the poem.
What? Oh! Yeah. I'm pointing to the hands and I'm like, oh, all right.
Visk is pointing at the hand, and they have like 12 fingers on that hand that they're pointing with.
All right, we got to teach you about hands, girl. Guy, sorry. We got to teach you about hands, my little Vemperor.
Visk like shrinks away from being pat on the head.
Okay, I'm not comfortable with this, but it is progress.
I think so. And look, before we progress any further, I just want to say I'm real sorry about that whole dying and being dead thing. Just some bad rolls. We shouldn't have really messed with it, I guess, but hachi machi.
Why did that happen to you? You seemed like you were going to be fine, and then you weren't fine. What happened there? I'm confused.
The giant hand smushed me to death, I think. That's what happened.
How did it do that? You looked like you weren't even in the way.
Turn of bad luck.
Well, right as I thought it was going to be okay, I got like a premonition from, I think, Chester, the damn treasure guy.
Oh.
He said when I got my thing, I was going to get something was going to come back up, and I think that was just bad timing. or good timing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, right. It was a trade. Oh, he collected. Oh, he can do that whenever.
But that was it. That was my trade, and we better be square, or I'm gonna punch his lid off. Tell you what.
So do you still have those the wonder seeds then?
Yeah, that's my question, too.
Do I?
Yeah, you got your pouch of wonder seeds.
Yeah, here they are. Yeah.
Ah,
I hope that's just a one-time thing. We got to find that guy and get him to answer these questions.
have you used them yet?
Well, we used a couple times, yeah.
No, today.
Huh?
Yeah, what's on the menu today?
Oh, I don't know. No, I haven't used it today. Should we?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll grow in this barren land, but may as well try.
Let's see what's in there.
You know what? Yeah, sure. All right. I take out a seed and I balance it perfectly on my thumb, like all
right.
and then I right into the ground.
Okay, the ground opens up. This is off the dome because I forgot to prepare one of these. So here we go.
Sorry.
No, it's great.
Yeah, I thought we were doing
something.
the thing that for you.
I got something. I got something
thought
for this.
I was
This is great.
helping.
No, you are, because this is actually going to solve another problem for me. The ground opens up to accept the seed, strangely, and then closes back up. And what is it? But like a little wooden trellis comes out, and a very thin and sickly tree grows up out, and it begins to grow a single apple. An apple that gets bigger and bigger until it's the size of your head. And then speakers and a tuner grow and a volume knob grow on the apple, and it begins blasting a fucking summer jam thing extremely loud.
I forgot to mention, there's a giant dragon that's chasing us, maybe.
I fiddle with the knobs and hopefully turn it down.
Yeah, you initially just switch it to like a different one. You hear like mariachi music. You hear the ball cupping theme again for some reason, and
You hear some Kevin MacLeod stuff?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the guy on YouTube everyone can use the music of? Yeah, you know, the guy.
you hear a couple of guys with annoying voices doing
Witches,
bad
they
philosophy.
live in swamps, but what can a witch do?
And you're finally able to turn it off.
Ugh.
This is the what is the thing? This is the juice jam box. It begins as you turn it off. It makes a little chamber opens up on the side, and there's a little thing of apple juice there.
Oh.
Can I suggest Bloom Box?
Bloom box. That's much better. Unfortunately, I've already said juice jam box. So
Okay.
the chamber opens on the
Shit.
side.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Talk about apples in stereo.
I don't get it.
Very good.
No, okay, thank you.
Handy gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Just trying to be part of the team.
Ugh.
It's a band.
Oh, okay. Hey, you got a little thing of juice, and you got, I guess, the ability to make loud music if you want.
All right, well, who wants some juice?
I do.
All right.
Visk looks really excited, loves to eat shit, loves to taste stuff.
Can I scrounge for some cups in this hospital?
Why don't you? Yeah, that would be a great idea to look around.
Yeah.
I'm a little thirsty myself. Let me see what I can
We should be
scroll
investigating.
around.
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
look around as well?
Yeah, you're all looking around. I'm gonna say you're each gonna find a different thing. Let's see.
Baby.
You're going to think I'm fucking lying. I rolled an 18 and I have a +2 to investigation. That's another fucking
Sometimes
20.
you roll
What is
high.
happening?
Okay.
What the fuck?
I rolled an 11.
Why are you mad about that?
I don't know. It's just like it feels like I think it's unfair. I have a sense of justice that also applies to me. It's not fair that I'm rolling this well.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah.
I got a 24 to scrounge.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right.
We find the knife. Let's go home.
Okay, so you're exploring around in this space. Just you guys heard me describe it, but just to say it, it's like a weird open air operating theater,
It's like a little triage tent.
Yeah.
but for dolls. Yeah. Visk, as you step into the tent, poking around, investigation style, you get a creepy feeling on the back of where your neck would be if you had one of them, and looking up, you see a ring of silver tools that are hanging from this apparatus that you saw. I don't know if you got a good look at it when you were two-dimensional, but this is the thing that was spinning around and finishing the puppets. You also, for your roll, find an empty bag labeled Rhyme Shell Cosmetics, Human Hair, and then in parentheses, Pale. Felicity, for your investigation, most of this looks like the stuff that you already saw in the workshop. All of the tools and apparatuses need to take a puppet from wooden block all the way to finished product, only everything is like a lot bigger. Everything is a lot bigger than it was. And also, you find, maybe because you just saw some weird stuff happen with dirt, with the thing growing, but you find some disturbed earth next to a little ways away from the tent. Like a big area that looks different. It looks, for all of this dirt has been dry. Everything has been really dry, but this looks like it doesn't have the same barren quality. It looks like peaty, and there's like some leaves and sticks, and it's like kind of mucky and gross. And Doodoo, you find, what the hell do you find? I know I had something else. Oh yeah, Doodoo was scrounging and rolled really well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just looking for cups.
Oh yeah, well you rolled really well. So you find some perfect red solo cups under a silver sword, which you throw over your shoulder.
Yeah.
This will never be.
Visk dodges it.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're still in their bag. Oh, man. Lucky.
I was hoping it was going to be those collectible Batman Forever cups from McDonald's in the 90s.
They are.
I feel like Doodoo would love that shit.
You find some red solo cups, but they're not solo cups. They have a little label on them that says RS.
Real shit.
That's
Who
right.
wants a juice?
All right.
As you turn back, you Felicity, you notice that those the iron that is like the sides of the tent, the four corners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm looking for here.
Like the framing
Spikes,
of the tent.
Framing is there. You find there has an RS kind of imprinted into the iron that you recognize. That's the Rhyme Shell logo. You know it. You'd know it anywhere because it shows up everywhere.
Ah, damn, real shit. No,
That's
no,
right.
really. I'm gonna walk up to the logo and sort of just like, she's gonna run her paw along it. Does this look like this is new, or has this been here a long time?
This frame, let me think. It's hard to tell because a lot of the things that would be able to tell you that kind of stuff are not present here. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it rains here even. Like the ground isn't dusty, it's just dirt. Like there's a neutrality to it that's hard. But this stuff looks like it has been here based on how the stuff is tied. It's hard to tell because it's obviously being maintained sort of maybe a few weeks.
Okay, newer on the newer side.
Yeah. Definitely like less than a few months at the most, at the absolute most, and that would be at the outside.
Pour me some of that juice.
I got them ready, baby.
Yeah, I'm also going to come over for juice.
Give me some of that juice.
I'm handing everyone some juice.
I do want to suggest that, and Visk is making sure they are away from the overhanging chandelier of things that murder them. I do want to suggest that we collect some of these silver tools for use later on badniks.
That's probably a good idea.
That wouldn't be the worst thing.
What happened? Did Rhyme Shell move in after we worked here last?
Sip.
They've been busy, huh?
Yeah.
I think they just manufacture a great deal of things that, commodities that perhaps all of this area has access to, even places desolate as this.
Huh.
Sip.
I forget that the world still exists above us.
Yeah, it's strange. I'm picking things. Can I pull these pieces off of the chandelier? Like, are the tools? Can I try to remove one of them?
Yeah. Why don't you reach up there and try to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach up there and try to do that.
Excellent. Make a sleight of hand.
You can't see it at home, listener, but Cohen made like an evil little face.
We both like simultaneously were just like, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, you know.
Hey, be careful, I say, like just sipping the cup and just pointing with my hand.
22.
22.
Sleight of
All
hand.
There are a variety of tools. There's a corkscrew. There's a sanding belt. Also, which seems to have like silver down in like the sanding part, like the part that normally shines in sandpaper. In this one, baby, it's silver.
Grit.
Let's see. There's a classic saw, bandsaw. There's a skill saw. There's just a whirling saw blade. There's a bunch of stuff up in there. Which thing would you like to take for your 22?
What looks the most able to be used as a thrown weapon?
Circular saw.
Yeah, like the saw blade. Yeah, probably the circular saw blade. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay. You delicately remove the circular saw blade, and you hop down, and you've got that.
All right.
Pretty please keep that away from me.
I will. I'll do my best, but
Thank you.
I think we'll be glad that we have it if we need it.
Visk like internally checks that they have Jude on them, just in case Felicity gets any ideas.
Yeah. Let me just see something real quick. Can everybody just make a perception roll for me? No big deal.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. No big deal. 20? Why? What?
18.
No.
18.
Something's wrong.
21.
You're kidding.
Oh, okay. Then everybody sees it coming before it happens. Let's see, does a 20 and a 24 not hit anybody? Can anybody avoid being hit by that?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. So, you have like a half a second as you're all sitting there enjoying your juice, and you're all kind of focused, kind of on the edge of your seat, watching Felicity get this saw blade down. You have just about a half a second, and it's like if somebody threw a ball at you, and you had like a second before it hit you in the face to realize this is about to hit me. But instead of a ball, it's a 7.5-foot tall knight, the one Felicity saw riding on the back of the dragon before, the one wearing armor identical to that depicted in the stone statues of Victoria Veilguard that you saw in the Veilguard Mausoleum and at the Puzzlefield Garden Cemetery. The armor is gleaming silver, and the knight is also wearing a helmet that covers their face entirely. The knight swings a broadsword directly through Visk, and then it hits and keeps going and hits Felicity in the chest. Visk, you are going to take 10 damage as a silver broadsword slices cleanly through the middle of you, and you kind of like, your middle gets knocked out, and you just like, the top half just like reconnects. And that
fucking Japanese game show, we have to knock out those middle pieces, and there's this giant totem pole.
And that middle part of you hits Felicity right before the broadsword completes its arc, doing 8 damage as it cleaves right into Felicity. As a 7.5-foot tall silver knight wearing armor that you all recognize, I think. Doodoo is up to you whether you recognize it, but
I choose not to.
Okay.
I choose to spit out my apple juice and go, what the?
Yeah, it's like if you're standing there with the two of them, both of them get fucking creamed, and then you just have a moment to see as this knight is like at the end of the swing, turns the sword towards you. There is one difference from this knight that you guys, for one, it's not made of stone and it's not a little puppet, so that's news. But also,
that's news.
There is a sigil painted on the breastplate. A red heart split in two down the middle, the two jagged halves held together by a pair of white hands. And now we're going to roll initiative.
Do I have a moment with the knight who just cleaved my friends in twain?
No. Not especially. You have a moment to perceive that it's there.
Okay. That was a 19 for Doodoo.
Okay. Well then, Doodoo with a 19.
13.
Finally, I rolled correctly. That's a 6.
Okay. Let's do the end. So Actually, Doodoo, you are just a little bit faster. Probably because, when you do those heavy attacks, sometimes there's that moment of the animation to end. But, Doodoo, it is your turn. You see...
You're stuck in that animation for a while, so you're wide open.
Can't cancel out of that. Doodoo, you see what you see.
Doodoo makes a big swallow of the apple juice he was drinking before that happened.
So you spit it out in shock, and then you just took another sip and gulp.
Yeah, I take another sip just to be like, oh.
You feel the juice flowing through you, and you gain 3 temporary hit points.
Oh boy.
Nobody else enjoys those temporary hit points, or if you did, they were already knocked away.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting that in
Clean
there.
out of me.
That sucks. But I, in interest of trying to solve it a different way because of what happened last time when Doodoo tried to rush in, I offer the cup of apple juice to the knight.
Okay.
Hi, hail and well met,
Poorly met.
fellow traveler.
Poorly met!
Look, you might have your reasons, but I want to know. I'm holding it up.
At the moment that your cup... Did you have anything else that you're going to try to do before the end of your turn? Or just go unclear?
I offer the cup, but also I spend my 1 key point for patient defense, which I can use a dodge action at the end of my turn, which I feel like I'm going to need shortly.
Which means, any attack roll made against you has a disadvantage, right? Yes. Okay. So you extend that cup of apple juice. Now, did you refill the cup, or is this an empty cup?
It's my cup,
you just drank
so
it.
I guess it...
Okay.
Well, I
get what you're saying.
I've been sipping.
Okay, you're sipping.
I can pour you a new cup.
Okay. Wordlessly, she swings the full force of the sword straight at you. Nope, disadvantage, I forgot. Okay. That's good, because it was a 17 on the first attack, but then it was down to a 4. So she swings one, knocking the cup directly out of your hand with the first swing. And then the second... I guess that really fucked her up, because with the disadvantage, she tries to get it on the backswing, but then she knocks the other cup. You go down to pick up the cup to offer to get it, she knocks it out of your hand again.
Now that was... hey! We're not gonna get along, you and I.
I think Felicity, it is your turn.
All right, so Felicity, when she is hit with Visk's torso, discarded torso piece,
Slightly apple flavored.
yeah, it knocks
Yum.
her back a little bit, and she stumbles and sort of wipes the goo from her eyes, and whips it off of her claws onto the ground, like the way you shake your hands to dry them in a dryer. She's going to extend her hand to the side. Ricochet?
Oh, yeah. A jagged black blade appears in your hand. Hey, what's going on? Oh, what the fuck?
Full info right now. What can you tell me? What can you tell me?
Full information, please!
I mean, I don't think that's an improvement to the armor. It looks a little tacky. That's Victoria's armor. What is going on? What are we doing? Victoria! Victoria, what's up? You get nothing. The Silver Knight has now turned towards you when it hears this sound. I got nothing. She's not giving me anything. I don't know what's going on here. This is pretty upsetting for me personally. Your cool sword.
It's not great for us either. Felicity's going to take off towards the armored woman and try to get a shot in before she can stabilize herself.
Okay. Make an attack.
That could have been better.
What was it?
19.
That's a 1.
Oh!
Shit.
It's me again.
All right. For a 1, you swing Ricochet. The knight just leans back slightly, and the sword, the tip of Ricochet goes right past, just barely misses, and you're sort of just absorbed like, wow, what an elegant little dodge. And your eyes follow the tip of Ricochet as she swings directly into one of those puppets that were unfinished on the table, which grabs onto Ricochet and uses it to pull itself up to its feet. And it is now this puppet's turn when you're done with yours. However, for one, you are done with your turn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The faceless white puppet is going to rush directly at you, Felicity, and try to grab you, try to grapple you. So it's going to make a strength check against your strength.
Ooh, okay. It's a 3.
Okay, well, it got a... it got a 17.
It's higher than a 3.
All right, it is holding you with its arms, and it plants its feet. You feel it's like horrible. It's not like being like grabbed by a person. It's like being pinned to the ground by a couch. Like there's nothing. Like there's no give. This is just. It's like a tree has fallen on you. It's like just like full. Yeah. There's nothing. It's not. You don't feel it struggling, resisting. However, you do. The tips of your whiskers are brushed by the strings, which are connected to its body, and which run up and out of the which is weird because there aren't any. It's just been stumps, so it's like there's no thirst pines for the strings to be running down. Mm-hmm. But that is what it does with its turn. Now it is.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah, it's Visk's turn.
Visk sees all of this, is in incredible pain, sees the sigil on the chest of this character, and decides to go, stand down, split a heart. Do you want the princess? We have her for you.
Where do you have that?
Felicity's got her.
Yeah, I had them. I had set them down to get the soul blade. So they're just like standing there, motionless.
In a place of honor on the ground.
You get.
I stood them up.
Okay. Yeah, they're standing on the ground, as do we all. The great equalizer, the ground.
Yeah, the ground.
Yeah, as does with peasants and kings.
Yes. Okay, make a persuasion. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey. I never get to persuade. Yeah. I have like a plus a lot. Watch me crit fail it now after I've been getting nat 20s for all these ridiculous other rolls. Oh, thank God, it's an 18 plus fucking 5.
Wow, that's a 23. That's really good.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Stand down. Splinter Heart, we've got the princess for you. We're not keeping her hostage. We'd love to give her to you. We come in peace.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to do?
Make a little heart to show them we really...
This shapes their hands into a heart, and with all the many, many fingers, it's like a really creepy, deep tunnel of knuckles we got going on here. And they don't really understand why they're doing this. They're just super scared, and they obeyed Doodoo's suggestion for no real reason.
Let's see.
Yeah, if this doesn't work, I do have some actual action I'd like to do, but...
Well, you know, it's its turns next, so if you have something you'd like to do that's not that...
Maybe ready in action.
Yeah, can I ready? I don't know how to ready an action. I don't know if I have any
the
of
way
those.
you ready an action is you defer taking an action on your turn in order to do it after another triggering thing happens. So if you might say, all right, well, if somebody kicks down the door and rushes in, I want to cast Fireball on them after that happens.
I see.
So you're readying an action. You've made this pretty high-rolled persuasion, but on the chance that for whatever reason it doesn't work, you have readied an action to do what? What is your one thing you're going to try to do?
My one thing, I'm going to cast Numb as my readied action.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it progresses to being the knight's turn. The first thing it does is raise its hand and point at the thing in the air, with all the tools and stuff, which begins whirring and spinning and lowering itself towards where Felicity is held, bound by the wooden puppet. The second action it's going to take is trying to cut you in half again. She's going to swing that sword straight into you and get a 23.
Do I have a reaction? I can performance review.
Oh, you want to do that as a reaction? Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hit it with the barbs.
Yeah, silvery barbs.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Please don't do
Go
that.
for those silvery barbs that are so powerful.
Yes.
So disadvantage?
Yes, so a trigger creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay. So it rolled worse that time. Does an 11 hit?
No, because I have ghost armor from last time, and I have a 14 AC right now.
Oh, okay.
Ha!
The sword stops just in front of it. Actually does hit you, but it hits the ghost armor and like cuts the seal of it a little bit, and that silver fucking hurts. It fucking hurts anyway, and you take 2 damage as you feel just the very tip, and you also lose your ghost armor.
Guys, this sucks.
A little cut on your nose or something. I'm just like, ah!
Raise the stakes.
There it is. Doodoo, it's your turn.
The whirling dervish of silver instruments on the spider coming down on Felicity.
Uh-huh.
What is that being held up by? Strings?
There's actually an iron chain, but there are, you know how like if you have a like a light fixture, it'll have like the chain and also the electrical part that runs down. So there are there's chains that are just holding it up, but then there are also wrapped around those chains are strings. Those strings you see all over the place. You love them. They're strings. It's puppets.
And it's just going straight down?
It is lowering itself towards Felicity, yes.
Probably easier just to push the puppet out of the way. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go up to where... Wait. Hold on a second. I know how to disengage. Now I'm going to use Step of the Wind.
Okay.
To disengage. That's a bonus action.
Almost got you.
Nice. Good catch.
So I'm going to spend another key point to disengage, so I can go to Felicity and the puppet, and I'm going to grab the puppet best as I can, and just sort of try to pull it, if not both of them, off whatever, out of the way of the thing.
This is going to be a strength contest. It is going to be your strength versus its strength.
Okie dokie.
Can I ask a question
Don't you have
meanwhile?
What is it? Don't you have an advantage to give from silvery barbs also?
Yeah, you can give either KC or me, depending on...
I was gonna say, I'm kind of trying to figure out who makes most sense to give the advantage to, or myself, who just got hurted a lot more. I think I'm down to 18 now.
My strength isn't the worst stat I have, but it's not the best either.
I think I'm going to put it on Felicity in case Doodoo's plan doesn't work.
Okay.
So Felicity, you have advantage from performance review.
Very good.
All right, I'm going to make the strength roll. 19.
Ooh.
Fuck you.
24. I'm sorry.
Fuck you with that grin. Fuck you with that face. Fuck you with those teeth.
It got a nat 20 and also has a +4 to strength. It's like a wooden...
Wow.
Yeah, they're very strong.
Buff.
I'm just shaking it.
And Doodoo, from behind you, you feel another set of wooden hands from where another one of these things has gotten up. And we're going to do another strength.
For Christ's sakes!
Yeah, we're going to do another strength check as it tries to grapple you.
Team, we've got to cut these strings.
Strength check, grapple. All right.
It rolled a 2. So what did you get? It has a 6. What'd you get?
That's the face of a crit fail right there.
Did you get the thing under a 2? Oh no! Fuck.
Yeah, that's a 1.
It breaks your arm in gripping it. You're going to have disadvantage on attack and any skill checks until you get that using your arm.
Here's what it sounds like when Doodoo's arm gets broken.
Woo!
Oh god!
You are now both being held immobile by these horrible things as this as this whirling dervish of silver and spikes and knives is slowly lowered towards you, slower, and slower. And then, Doodoo, you're looking up at it when you see the familiar figure.
I was gonna say, where is he?
Of a left hand that is curled into the shape of a dog, and the left hand, handy, I think we called it, opens its mouth, and a blue string shoots out of its mouth and attaches itself to the whirling dervish, and it turns at the last second when it was about to peel off all your faces horrifyingly, and it cuts the strings of the two golems, the two wooden puppets, and you're now both free. Doodoo, your arm is still broken, but Handy gives you a thumbs up.
Oh, he is handy.
Oh, thank God.
Felicity, it's your turn.
All right, it's my turn. Couple questions. One,
Yes.
am I knocked prone?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you fall down to the ground, but the arms go limp, and so they're not holding you anymore. Doodoo, you're gonna take 3 damage from your broken arm hitting the ground. It hurts.
Well, there goes my extra health point, I guess.
Yeah.
Still at 31.
Wow.
Shit, sorry. Take like 7 more from your arm being broken. I just realized.
That's what I
Wait a
figured,
minute.
yeah. No,
Wait a minute.
That's my whole ass arm, man.
I was like, he's really taking it in stride.
Yeah.
Well, I see the favorite of the episode has made themselves clear.
So now you should be down to 24.
Thank you. I was just about to ask, like, okay, 24. Got it.
Felicity, it's your turn.
All right.
Everything's great now. All you have is the 7.5 foot tall silver knight with the sword that's as big as you are.
No problem.
All right. Get ready, Ricochet.
What's up? What are we doing? This sucks.
I am going to take a step towards this knight and see if I can opener that helmet open. See what we're working with here. And I roll with advantage because of silvery barbs.
Oh, yeah, you sure do.
Hell yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right. Hooray! Finally. It's a 26.
Holy shit.
Let's go.
Oh, you
Okay.
didn't even need that shit. Nice.
Oh, I did. The second roll was a 19. The first one was like a 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This thing has high AC, so you are trying to, just so I'm sure, you're trying to knock the helmet off?
Yeah, let's see what's under there.
Okay, so you are going to roll your damage.
Okay.
First damage this thing is taken.
13.
All right.
Wait, is Doodoo, how close is everybody else to this thing?
Nobody has moved very far. You have all been, it like knocked you down, but it didn't knock you far enough. Everybody is still within range of each other. You're all just
right.
kind of clustered.
I take a sneak attack too.
All right.
Hey.
Okay.
That's a total of 24 damage.
24. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So you swing Ricochet up low in a wide upward arc, and perhaps it's because Ricochet knows this armor well, but you cut at the specific, there is a very small weakness right at the neck, unique to this particular armor and nowhere else. No, it's fucking all armor. But you you catch the end of the helmet right on the tip of Ricochet, and Ricochet sinks into that. Silver is surprisingly malleable metal sometimes.
Yeah.
And the helmet is flipped up and off and into that whirling dervish, shattering that thing above your head and sending silver raining down. Visk, make a reflex saving throw. Actually, everybody make a reflex. Everybody except Felicity make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no. What do I add to that, Dex? Fucking.
Dexterity saving.
That was a 7. I'm getting hit by all the silver.
17 plus 5.
You told the dice spirit to stop giving you good rolls.
Yeah.
I know. This is I'm reaping.
See? You're reaping.
Me sewing. This kicks ass.
Doodoo, for your very high roll, a silver dagger. Instead, it was almost hits you in the heart, but instead catches somehow in the cloth, and instead you just have a little dagger sheathed in your toga, cool style.
Ooh.
Yeah. Visk, a corkscrew goes through your eye, and you take 6 damage. It continues to burn. It hurts. Yeah, it is an ongoing run. However, with your good eye, and Doodoo, when you look up from your cool dagger being caught, you see beneath the helmet a completely familiar face. It is the face you know from the statues with that slightly sardonic expression. White, rhymeshell cosmetics, human hair, parentheses, pale, tumbles down across its silver shoulders as you see the wooden immobile face of Victoria Veilguard. You also, however, with that swing, cut through a couple of the many, now that you can see them. Now that you've cut them, all of a sudden, as soon as Ricochet makes contact with these strings, you can see them. They were like, you could not see them before. You can now see, like, 50 strings. It's an incredibly articulated puppet. But you have cut a lot of the strings on the head, and the head her head, which it's Victoria's face, just lolls onto her shoulders the same way that Nokia doll head was like lolling around. And it is still standing there.
As Visk is writhing on the ground, Doodoo would like to just shout, we were half right!
She's a puppet! She's a puppet!
Hey, Visky!
This
corkscrew still in your eye.
It's your turn.
Sorry, I'm trying to calculate what I'm actually at. Is that 30 HP minus 10 minus 2 minus...
You should be at about 12,
I'm at 12. I'm at 12, okay.
Visk, you are on the ground. A silver corkscrew is in the place you usually make one of your eyes be. You are in...
Can I use my movement before my turn ends?
You can... Yeah, but you... Okay, yeah, sure. Go. Use your movement.
I would like to position myself between the knight and Visk.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, but without leaving range?
Without leaving range, but it doesn't matter because I'm a swashbuckler. I connected an attack. It can't take a reaction against me.
Okay.
Take that!
Alright, you get between the spellcaster and its target. Visk, it's your turn.
I get between the victim.
That's fine, I'm just saying, like...
Imagine a fucking police procedural. The spellcaster killed the target.
You know what? I'm fucking forget. That was a shitty thing for me to say. That was a real. It was a nice gesture.
TTRPG.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I said that. That was a really cool moment. And let's forget I stepped on it. Yes, you nobly stand between, and you see the puppet. Its head continues to flop. But if it could raise an eyebrow, it would be raising one appraisingly and with respect. And you hear your sword say, "That's not. What the fuck is this abomination? Put it down. Come on, put it down. Put it down. Do more damage. Let's kill it." Visk, it's your turn. You are on the ground. Your dear friend Felicity has stepped between like some sort of noble hero. You feel yourself getting more awards for this podcast. What do you do?
Wow, I'm really rejuvenated by that one. Visk rallies from that. So like I was going to cast Numb, but seems kind of silly to like. That won't even work in this situation?
It's a puppet.
Yeah, we're gonna say
it's a puppet.
It did not seem. Once you saw this, it did not seem like a good idea.
Nah, it's so silly to do. Jesus Christ. What do I do? Fuck.
Personally, just get away and heal yourself.
I can't heal myself. I have a single healing thing, but I think it needs to. So
get away closer to Doodoo, who can heal you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a good idea. I do have a healing spell that I'm curious to use at some point, but I don't think it would work in this situation.
It's up to our gracious DM.
Yeah, it is. So let's see. Let's go for that. That sounds pretty cool.
All right, cool. Visk thinks better of taking the corkscrew out because they have a feeling that the universe will deign it to do more damage if I take it out.
No, take it out. Take it out. I'm gonna say take it. You're overthinking it. If you had forgotten to take it out, I would have made you take 4 damage at the end of turn. So it's like a bad thing in there. So take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a poison debuff.
It's poison. It is kind of. So the handle is not made of. It's made of wood. The handle.
Yeah, because it was attached to the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Visk pulls unscrews the corkscrew out of their their goo.
Okay, because you unscrew it, you don't take additional damage, and you are...
See what I mean? See what I mean?
No, I wasn't going to do it. I'm doing the bit for the audience. So
I
because
don't
you
know what's a
unscrew
bit,
it,
man.
so because you unscrew it, you do not take additional damage, and you do not take damage at the end of turn from having that still stuck in your head. So yeah, you've just got a silver corkscrew, and it is. But we'll call that a bonus action to do that.
And they need health. They're freaking out. This is the lowest health they've been, like, percentage-wise since, like, Edge of Dawn or something like that. This is episode 3. So they're kind of freaking out about healing. They don't know how to heal. They're thinking about how stuff heals, but they're a death entity. How does that work? Does that work? We fought this thing last time that was death, but if you heal it and it gets better. I don't know. They, without realizing, cast a new spell. Wow. Grim Rejuvenation, which is Wither and Bloom if you're keeping track at home. But you invoke both life and death upon a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. The range is 60 feet. Each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Non-magical vegetation in the area withers. However, this is magical vegetation, technically, I think. Anti-magic? I don't know. Strange trees, good for toys. But that means I can put this thing anywhere, and I choose that it does not affect Felicity and Doodoo.
Yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics, I get it.
Yes.
You're placing this circle. Yeah, you're good to do that. I think, let me see, range, 10
placing
foot.
this so that it can hit as many of these puppets. Not Felicity, not Doodoo, not Stovepipe the Brave, and not the beautiful little doll of Nokia. Just hitting, the puppets in here.
All right.
That aren't our two little puppets that we're keeping safe, Stovepipe and Nokia.
Okay, so they got to take Constitution saving throws, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's against your DC. Ooh, okay. Roll. What's it trying to beat? What's your spell save DC?
15.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked, because the big one rolled a 20, but the other two rolled a 1 and a 5. And by the other two, I mean the ones that are on the ground that have been cut loose. So roll that damage.
You get that as health in return?
What happens is one creature of my choice, me, can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice. I don't know what hit dice are.
That's what we do for short rests. We've done that before. But so your hit dice for a sorcerer is a d6 plus your spellcast. Yeah, so roll a d6 and add your spellcasting ability modifier, which is charisma. So your charisma bonus.
That is +3. So 4 + 3.
So you regain 7.
Okay.
Visk, you have been pushed to the brink in this fight. This has been really intense, really rough. And then you had a silver corkscrew where your eye normally is. As you feel that pull, as you pulled that out, though, it was like you were being uncorked, and you feel like a new understanding of life and death and your role that you were born into in that. And you extend your finger, and coming out of your little pseudopods are horrifying little tentacles that shoot straight at the Silvered Knight right in the face, and the two puppets that had their strings cut. The puppets on the ground wither up immediately. They look like beef jerky. Like, they go from being like thick white to just like nothing, just like instantly down to just nothing. They wither down to absolute nothing, like a stringy meat. You get the puppet, half of its face, half of her wooden face, Harvey Dent style, turns to a kind of like horrifying beef jerky texture, and some of the hair on that side of the face falls out. And it is going to... How much damage are they taking? Oh, wait, I forgot something. We maximize damage the first time you cast a spell. I forgot that.
So it should have been 12 damage for everybody.
So the puppets each take 12 damage. Splinterheart saved. However, because this is the first time you're casting this spell, you feel something pushing back. You feel like there is something innately in the wood that is pushing back against your... It is like a tug of war is happening between you, and it doesn't feel like... Make an Arcana roll. It doesn't feel like you are combating the thing in front of you. It feels like there's something beyond it.
Was a 9.
That's all you can get from it. But
Yeah.
the puppet, the face withers into this hideous beef jerky consistency like the ones on the ground did, and all of the strings on the back of the head snap, as do more and more running down the arms, and her arms fall limp. And the sword is just like the sword still gripped in the hand is just hanging loosely at her side as she takes 24 damage.
Ooh.
And then Visk regains some health. They're back up at 19.
Yes.
Nice shot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yowzers.
Okay, that'll do. Shit, that'll more than do. That felt amazing.
Yeah. She's looking rough. She's looking real rough. You see like those loose cut strings like trying to just dancing on the end of others. It's almost like it's like a huge bundle. Now you can all see it. It is like a bundle of nerves almost. Just like a thick braided rope of strings that right as they came behind her, like splayed out into all these different connections, all these different points of articulation. But almost all of those are cut. It's still up on its feet, but it's got those arms hanging loose, and so it is going to... It tries to raise the sword, and it can't do that. It is going to turn away from you, and then... So it's just giving you the other shoulder, and it is going to try to whip the sword over its head in an arc with its disconnected arm, just using the movement of its hips as fulcrum and torque and whatever, and leverage to try to get that going. So it is going to make an attack at you, Felicity.
Okay.
Fuck me.
Okay.
It's a
Folks,
20.
that was a nat 20.
Yeah. Let's see. However, it is not going to make 2 attacks anymore. It is going to... You can tell that a lot of the strength that was in this has been lost with the loss of fine control from whatever's controlling this, but you are still going to take 7 damage. It's not a clean strike. It just it collides with your body, and you're taking... The angle is off, so you're taking this more as bludgeoning than as a cut. It's like being slapped with the sword. But the end does still get you a little bit, so you're going to take 7.
Thanks, Felicity.
Felicity just does like a little salute with her offhand.
What are you down to, like 12 now?
Yes.
Okay, Doodoo, it's your turn.
All right.
This thing looks
I'm
rough.
sick of this horse shit. I'm taking the little bit of dagger that's kind of pierced in there, and I'd like to use that to try to run up and cut the rest of the strings that are there with the silver.
I love it.
Oh, the dagger that was in your...
Yeah,
your
the dagger
little-
that got caught in my robe. So my
your toga
togas.
or whatever, yeah.
So I'm
Go for it.
I'm just gonna try to run and just slice at the rest of those strings.
Yeah. Make an attack roll and add your dexterity, because daggers have finesse.
All right. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
And add my dexterity
Mm-hmm. And your proficiency.
and my proficiency. 11.
It's enough. This thing is extremely damaged. You and the weapon that you're using, why? It's the thing that this is for. And you easily sever the bundle of nerve strings that was running out of the back of its head, and it drops to its knees and then falls up forward flat.
Oh, I thought I had something for this. Jeez. Maybe I did. Do you guys? I'm looking at like all my fallen comrades. You guys got anything?
I got nothing.
There's something.
No.
No.
I got nothing. That sucks.
Yeah, Felicity stumbles over and places a hand on Doodoo's shoulder, as if to say it's okay.
All right. Well, you win some, you lose some, right, guys?
How about this one? You can talk to HR about your severance check. Huh? And you all turn to see that Stovepipe Stovepipe has hopped over to you. However, it is being dangled on the end of a string coming out of the mouth of Handy, the left hand.
Oh.
Andy, the left hand. Stovepipe.
Thank you for bringing Stovepipe. I'm rather attached to him, you see. He was my daughter's favorite.
What?
You're kidding.
Well, I guess whatever they're getting up to up there in the Crypt Break Woods, they're still getting up to it. No news is good news and all. I got this sneaking suspicion it's all coming to a head though, so don't you go nowhere, alright? So yeah, you just heard Amber Carr is Felicity Fairweather, Casey Green is Doodoo the Owl, and Jess O'Brien is Visk. Skull Tenders is game mastered by Cohen Ettenfield, with original music composed by Seth Boyer, with editing and sound design by Jess O'Brien and Kodiak Sanders. We hope you'll consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can find all sorts of chilling and original bonus content, including an after show dedicated to each episode, fun drawings by the cast. Oh, it's so fun. Alright, see you next time.